I apologize on behalf of the church that the people today, they have a kids in the morning and they left the church by 2:30, 2:45. That's why you see a little number. But I'm just telling them, when back home, when we take a lesson in a group, it's cheaper. But when we have a special classes, that's more expensive.
Yeah. Thank you. Can you hear me without the microphone? Or do I need this? Do I need this?
It's up to you. You can feel free if you like to leave it. You can leave it.
Okay,
I will just say, I hope.
that's too bad. I don't trust myself.
Okay. And Dr. Ashraf?
Okay. And I made something to give people, but it's not translated, so I need to give it to somebody, and maybe you can translate it for us.
Sure.
And then to get it to them. at
Okay.
some point.
Sounds good.
Okay. Good evening. Nice to see you all. Some of you may look familiar. I was here a while back, I think, with Lucy. What I'm going to do this evening, first of all, tell me how long.
It is an hour.
An hour.
Right.
You'll help me keep a track of the time. Okay. I want to start just by talking about some of the challenges that not just you have faced, but folks from other cultures, other immigrants have faced as they're raising children in a new country. And then talk some about what your children are experiencing and how they're experiencing this. And then we'll talk about some strategies, some things to do. And then we can take some questions. So we'll just kind of start there. And, you know, what I share with you is my experience with families from various cultures, all kinds of cultures and countries. Also, I have worked a lot with internationally adopted children as well. So I'm going to share with you what I've learned from them, and the kinds of strategies we'll talk about will be things that have worked for them.
Okay. So النهارده هي هتتكلم معانا على التحديات اللي بتقابل تربية الولاد وأولادنا عامة، وبتقابل العائلات في أمريكا يقدروا يربوا ولادهم إزاي. برضو هي بتحب إن هي تشارك معاكم خبراتها في كذا مجال لتربية الولاد، خاصة مجال الأطفال ومشاكلهم. برضو هي اشتغلت مع الانترناشنال كوميونيتي اللي هم الأطفال جايين من كذا حتة زي مصر كده، على أساس إن هي تقدر تحل مشاكلهم أو تساعدهم في حل المشاكل اللي بتقابلهم.
So what all parents and children experience at some point is a generation gap between the old and the new. But for you and for other folks from other countries, that there's greater challenges than just the generation gap, particularly between teenagers and their parents. I don't know how often to stop for you to translate.
No, keep going, and I'll maybe I just raise my hand with this so I can translate.
The fact is that what you know and what you grew up with is just not the same as the world that your children live in now, and it's never going to be. And so that makes it so different from your experience, and so important to understand that it is a natural part of the situation that you're going to be challenged to kind of re-establish family roles, what mothers and fathers do, the expectations of children. You're doing that in a society where the patterns and the roles and the values are all different, with a different language and a different environment, and often between our countries a major conflict in values. And that makes their world, your children's world, very, very different from the world that you grew up in.
اوكي، انا عاوز اوضح لكم قبل ما ابتدي ان انتوا قدام تحدي جامد. انتوا بتربوا ولادكم في بيئة مختلفة تماما عن البيئة اللي انتوا تربيتوا فيها. انتوا تربيتوا في بيئة يمكن تكون ليها طباع معينة غير الطباع اللي موجودة في البيئة الأمريكانية، وخاصة البيئة الأمريكانية بتتميز بتحديات كتير، منها إن القيم والمثل والمبادئ بتختلف من مكان لمكان وبتختلف من عائلة لعائلة، فده بيزود على التحدي بتاعكم تحدي أعلى.
Okay, and really the truth is that no matter what you do, your children are going to change. They're going to be different than you were at their age, and they're just going to be different. And there's nothing that really I've ever seen that folks can do about that. You can't make the change not happen. It's going to happen. It's a matter of how they change, not if they change. And that's something that you definitely want to influence, is how they change. But there's not much to be done about whether they change or not, because that's the world that they live in.
مهما تعملوا ولادكم هيتغيروا، يعني مهما تحاولوا ان انتوا تمنعوا التغير ده حاجة خاطئة. التغير هيحصل بإرادتكم او بغير إرادتكم، لكن المهم ان التغير ده يبقى في الاتجاه السليم مش في الاتجاه الغلط.
So first, tell me what were some of the reasons that you came here?
يا ريت تشاركوا معايا بعض الأسباب اللي خلتكم تيجوا للولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
About the work, about the good life.
To have a better life, opportunities to work. What else?
Some of them coming here because they have discrimination over there.
They have what?
Discrimination, persecuted.
Okay. So they were persecuted.
Yeah.
Some people come here from some problem in my Egypt, from Christian and Muslim.
Okay. So a real problem with conflict in the religions.
Yes.
Yes. And when you thought about coming here, what did you want for your children? A better life?
More chances.
Yes. And do you still feel like they have the opportunity for that, for a better life and more chances?
They stay on the street and not all of them.
Pardon?
Not all of them. Some good and some bad.
Some, yeah, so it's kind of mixed.
Yeah.
Sometimes yes and sometimes no. The reason do you want me to stop?
I want to just add something.
Okay.
Personally, when I first came here, I came for a better opportunity, which I can tell that it wasn't available back then when I was in Egypt. And I felt like with my career, it will be better to be in somewhere like Australia, Canada, UK, United States, and then I had the privilege to come here to study. But regarding whether I came from my children, unfortunately my children was like 1 year old when I first came here, so I didn't think much whether I'm coming here for my child or not.
Right.
But right now I have a mixing feeling because the culture impacts them in either way. It is either can impact them positively or negatively. And like you're saying, a change will happen, but I think it's just we have to be aware of the changes and how to control it to be in the positive direction. So.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And what you feel is what many people from other countries at some points feel is like, I did this for this reason, but now I see the struggles that my children are having and that we're having as a family, and how do I hold on to what I wanted to have happen and what I see is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
I have also something in my mind. Yes, we come here for better life, yes. But I think all of us need to keep our children, boys and girls, in the same rules we received from there. I hear that you say the change will happen, but there is something we like it about here, and there is something we like it also about our culture. Like, for example, we didn't like the meaning or the freedom of boyfriend and girlfriend and the people or the sleepover here. I think here it might be for some family or some mentality, attitude, they accept it, but the other one, like our Egyptian people or any one of the Egypt, they totally refuse there is boyfriend or girlfriend. There is advantage, there is disadvantage. I love to stay, continue here, yes, if God wants me to be here, but still I need to keep my children in the same track and the same value I raised or my parents raised me. And I think also the church rules to keep me and to keep my children in the same track.
Right. I understand that, and there are 3 or 4 kind of common challenges. You and I talked a little bit about them earlier, and that has to do around, it's around the role of mom and dad. It's around the expectations of children, the differences between boys and girls, and how children interact with their peers, with their friends. Those are the areas that in all cultures, when people come to the United States, they seem to struggle with.
So هي بتقول ان هي متفقة مع كلام الدكتور رضا، لكن بتقول برضو ان من ضمن التحديات اللي بتقابل الناس المهاجرين للولايات المتحدة الامريكانية ان هم بيجوا بالكالتشر بتاعتهم، فاكرين ان الكالتشر بتاعتهم هم اللي هيقدروا يستمروا بيها هنا، ولكن في الحقيقة الكالتشر بتاعت امريكا بحكم ان الولاد اغلب الوقت في المدرسة، او الكالتشر بتاعت الشغل بحكم ان احنا اغلبنا بنشتغل بره في مجتمع امريكاني، هي اللي بتغلب في الاخر. فدي بتعمل نوع من العنف النفسي او الداخلي، ان انت عاوز زي ما الدكتور رضا بيقول عاوز تطلع ولادك بطريقة معينة، لكن في الحقيقة في عوامل اخرى بتأثر عليك او بتغلب النتاج بتاع الطريقة دي.
So we were talking earlier about this, that you're Egyptians, but your children are Egyptian American. And there is the crux of the dilemma. And how do you help them be Egyptian American? How do you guide them? How do you help them be that? Because they're going to be that. And the way in which you help them be Egyptian American is about not making them choose. That's the challenge, is to not make them choose, because that creates even a greater conflict. So that I can remember, do I need to stop?
So انتم مصريين او احنا مصريين، لكن ولادنا مصريين امريكان. الشطارة بتاعتك ان انت ما تحطش قدام ابنك وبنتك الاختيار انت عاوز تبقى مصري ولا تبقى امريكاني، لكنك انت بتخلق من جواه كده صراع داخلي هيفضل هو عايش بالصراع ده على طول. ولكن الشطارة ان انت بتحاول تخليه يتأقلم على حياته الجديدة. هو ده النتاج الطبيعي لوجودك هنا في الولايات المتحدة.
I met with a mom from Ghana, from Africa, Ghana in Africa, and she talked about her teenage girl, and when she'd take her to school, she would drop her off, and as she walked away from the car, the way she walked started to change, the way she talked started to change, so that by the time she got to the door, she wasn't African anymore. She was American.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of, I mean, we could just watch that happen as she made the walk into the front door, because that's what she thought she had to do to fit in.
هي قابلت إحدى السيدات من غانا وبنتها في المدرسة، فهي بتقول لها إن غانا زي ما احنا عارفين بلد في أفريقيا، فهي بتقول لها لما بتروح تودي بنتها الصبح المدرسة، أول ما البنت بتنزل من العربية الطريقة اللي تمشي بيها والطريقة اللي بتتكلم بيها والطريقة اللي بتتحرك بيها مختلفة خالص عن الطريقة اللي هي عايشة بيها في البيت، وتبقى زي طريقة أمريكاني بالظبط.
I'd like to spend a little time and have us talk about how you think your children see this. So let me ask this question first. What is it about your culture and being Egyptian do you think your children really value and is important to them?
اوكي، انا عاوز اقضي معاكم بعض الوقت اتكلم عن حاجات اللي بتخلي ولادكم يبصوا للثقافة أو التقاليد المصرية ويقولوا دي تقاليد أصيلة أو تقاليد كويسة، إحنا عاوزين نستمر وإحنا هنا عايشين في أمريكا إن إحنا نكمل بيها. إيه الحاجات لو ابنك أو بنتك في البيت بيبصلك أنت عاوز يتعلم منك، ايه الحاجات اللي انتوا فاكرين ان هو ممكن يكمل بيها؟ عادات وتقاليد، يعني هي بتسأل على العادات والتقاليد المصرية اللي اولادنا يحبوا يكتسبوها منا.
I have a feeling there is a big problem facing the family moved from Egypt to here, especially in the first couple of years, because the life is unestablished, unstable. Like I have a good career there, but I come here, I just try to start my license, my life, so I have to work, I have to pay my bill, then my wife has to work, which is not happening back home. Most of us, the wife stay home taking care of the kids, the husband has the responsibility to work. But when we came here, the wife has to work, and also the wife have a great chance to work more than the man. She is excellent in the language, the people like the woman more than the man. Is put more pressure on the family, the father and the mother is out, not like mama is always home back home. But here, mama's always, she has a night shift. Or mama, she's always working. And Bob always working. So the first couple of years with the family, or Egyptian family, they have a struggle.
دكتور رضا، عشان بس ان حضرتك ما جاوبتش على السؤال.
لا انا مش بجاوب، انا بسيب.
لا احنا عاوزين نجاوب على السؤال
انا
بعد.
عايز اضيف الحته دي.
احنا عاوزين نجاوب على السؤال بعد اذنك. عشان نمشي بس ما تحسش الست ان احنا ignoring here.
I'm just telling him, I'm adding this point very important, so also you can figure out where the trouble coming from.
Right, and where the trouble comes from is that your children are growing up in a different world than you did. That's it. And how we help them manage that world in a way that's true to your culture and helps them fit in to the extent that they need to fit in. That's the challenge. And I want us to start by looking at it from your child's perspective. So what is it that you think your children really value or embrace or like about being Egyptian?
برضو بتعيد السؤال تاني. ايه التقاليد او الحاجات اللي ابنك او بنتك بيحس ان هم بيقدروها ان انت مصري وعاوزين يكتسبوها او يتعلموها منك؟
تترجم لي مثلا؟
اتفضل.
هو ما فيش اختلاف كبير، لان العادات والتقاليد لا تتجزأ، والمبادئ يعني في مبادئ وتقاليد موجوده في كل الدنيا. ما فيش اختلاف بين مصر وامريكا غير في المرحله اللي هي سن المراهقه. تقدر انت تظبط ابنك على قدر المستطاع حسب تربيتك ونشأتك، وتخليها سلسه بينك وبين ابنك، يتقبلها براحته. هو ممكن يشوف اشياء غلط بعيد عنك، لكن لما يشوفك انت كوالد ويتمثل بيك ممكن يحود عنها عن المبادئ السيئه.
He's basically saying that he doesn't think that there is much difference in the culture between both societies, but he's referring that the culture may be a part of a family tradition that's stemmed from his family, and when the kid sees a family, he adopted this culture. So when they grow up, they grow up with the same principles as the parents has followed all their life.
Okay, but there is a difference between how Americans view children and what they teach them and what they expect from them. And there's a difference in terms of what the mother and father roles are in America from Egypt. And there's a difference in what children are expected to do in school with their friends. I mean, I think that's the kinds of differences we're talking about. But I want to know how your children feel about this. What is it that your children experience? How do they experience this? What is it that, what do you think some of the challenges are that they face being not just Egyptian, but Egyptian in the American culture? What's some of the challenges they face?
هي بتسأل ايه بعض التحديات هي بتقول الاول ردت على جزئية استاذ ونيس وقالت ان هو في اختلاف في التقاليد بين امريكا ومصر. يعني في اختلاف بين ان انت تربي ابنك في مصر، واختلاف كبير بين ان انت تربي ابنك في امريكا. ولكن هي بتسأل عن التحديات اللي بتقابل ابنك